90% of people set financial goals every single year, but almost 50% of these goal setters don't even come close to hitting those targets. And look, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to show you that I am here to flip that paradigm completely on its head, and I want to show you how to tangibly and tactically actually hit your financial goals. If there's one thing that I know, it's how money works. Like, I spent 10 plus years at Blackstone and KKR, the best private equity firms on Wall Street, and all I absorbed was just the best playbook and best practices when it comes to setting goals, especially when it comes to your money. So step-by-step wise of how we're actually gonna help you guys achieve these financial goals, we are going to dive into the 3 most common financial goals that people set for their lives. Number 1 is saving more money, number 2 is earning more money, and then 3 is investing their money. These are the 3 most common goals that everyone sets when it comes to money. And I'm going to show you the goal parameters, why those goals have tangible roadblocks, and then a tactical 90-day solution to flip that on top of his head and actually crush them / achieve them. And when we get to the investing part, this is going to be my favorite part, but I want you all to focus on one particular number, and that is $909,000. Repeat it with me, $909,000. Write that down, circle that, because we're gonna revisit that, and that is going to blow your entire mind, but stick with me. We gotta focus on building up to that, so focus on saving, then we're gonna talk about earning, and then we're gonna talk about investing. So we got no time to waste. I wanna set these goals for you all so we can crush this. Let's rock, baby. Goal number 1, saving more money. 65% of Americans said that this is their primary money goal for this year. So why does this matter? Well, saving's kind of important. Rainy days are essential. Times aren't good all the time. Sometimes you're down and out. Sometimes things are tough. Sometimes markets are down. You just need savings. It is essential to prepare for the unexpected. Savings isn't a flashy, sexy thing you take a look at every now and then. No, that's what your investments are for. Savings is for those dark days where you got nothing but to rely on, but that high yield savings account to say, hey, whatever you face, I got you, all right? Yeah, saving is very important, all right? Seriously though. But I wanna share with you all some evidence-based roadblocks here. So from the survey results, this says that 78% of people say that there is something preventing them from saving regularly. And the most common causes include, number 1, increased expenses, aka their cost of living increases, or 2, decreased income. So how are we gonna tackle that? All right, here's our 90-day tactical system to build this out and tackle this, okay? Step 1, I want you to automatically pay yourselves first. What does this mean? That means that when you get a paycheck, the first thing you do, after of course paying your rent and necessary expenses, is put all of the dollars into a savings account to hit your savings goals. And what are those savings goals? I want you all to have 3 to 6 months of saving expenses lined up into an account ready to go to cover your housing, your car, your food, your medical bills, whatever it may be. If you lost your job and fell off the face of the earth for 6 months, you had 6 months of cash in an account, particularly a high yield savings account, ready to rock and roll. So when I say pay yourself first with this first one, I want you all to ensure that the first dollars that you have, before you buy Starbucks, before you go to the gym, before you take that person out on a date, put those dollars into that high yield savings account to stack up that 6 months. That is the first step here. And then the second step is more psychological, but I want you all to gamify your savings targets. Number 1, of course, I want you to have a very sound target approach for 6 months of living expenses. That's like a no-brainer. But then secondly, I want you to start to gamify how you actually spend dollars. Gamifying, if you can go through a no spend January, no spend February. See if I can not spend a single unnecessary dollar this week. Or get into a group chat with your friends and say, hey, let's see if we can have a savings challenge. Who can stack up the most money at the end of the year? And whoever saves up the less has to pay the other ones for lunch or something like that. So that is gamifying your savings life. And it's like really important psychological hack, community-oriented accountability thing, just to ensure that you hit the main target. And look, for everyone here, everyone in this community, all my subs, the number 1 target is 6 months of living expenses, medical bills, housing, car, utilities, whatever you need to live. Have that in a high yield savings account so that if anything happens, you can figure it out in 6 months because you have a savings ready to go. But that was the first part, right? Things keeping people from saving, and that was increased expenses. But what about decreased income, like that second part that we mentioned? And for that, we got to get out there and hustle and find ways to make some more money. So it leads us to the second goal, which is earning more money. Okay, so this was the second most popular goal when it came to money, and that is how to earn more money. Why is this important? Well, cash is king, life is expensive, and if you're not earning, you're losing. Plain and simple. And life is just so expensive. Have you checked the price of eggs recently? Like, we're not even gonna get into that, all right? But what I will showcase is that this is not gonna be a segment where I say, go make yourself a super cool side hustle on TikTok or do all these other fancy things. Like, I am going to give you guys the proven and sustainable playbook to earn more dollars. And that is to go to your boss and say, yesterday's price ain't today's price. But the evidence-based roadblock here is that people are starting to realize that their primary job, right, the bread and butter 9 to 5 is no longer starting to cover, at least with a cushion, how much life costs nowadays. Like, the pace of their income and raises does not actually align with the pace of increases of inflation in the cost to live, rent, cars, food, dining, you name it. Life is getting more expensive. Income staying relatively flat. That's not a good sign. And the main issue with that, the underlying issue, is that a lot of folks are spending a lot of time and resources trying to figure out the side hustles and how to stack extra dollars, and that even costs money, when the true structural thing that they can change is just earning more money in their existing job. So our 90-day tactical playbook is going to be how to effectively ask for a raise successfully and earn more dollars. Starting with the first month. This is what we're gonna do in the first month. We're going to have a prep session and an alignment meeting. During this prep session, I want you to build yourself a resume of all of the contributions that you have done for the job, meaning what clients have you brought in, how have you effectively driven revenue or improved costs or just made the team better, right? Start to build the track record of why you are a beast, all right? Then secondly, I want you to do some research and I want you to benchmark for similar businesses, similar roles in a similar geography. What are the different titles? Which one is close to mine? And how much are those earnings to see if you are over or underpaid? And hopefully you currently have a job now, you do some research and realize that you are underpaid relative to competitors. And that then gives us leverage, because then we're going to have an alignment meeting with our bosses. And we're going to go to our boss's office and say, hello, Mrs. Sub, right? My name is Kenny Finance and I am working on your XYZ team. And I have spent a lot of time focusing on unlocking value in XYZ. And here are the different things that I think I have achieved this year for the business. But then you got to hit them with this. You want to say, I'm looking for a 10 to 20% raise, and I think that I deserve this primarily because of my contributions, as well as what I've found as competitive benchmark compensation across other roles in different competitive markets. And right then and there, they're either going to accept it or decline it. But if they decline it, you got different options. You can lead to a competitor, or you can say, what do we think about a 30 to 60 day improvement plan just to showcase how I can fit the worries or doubts that you might have in my ability to earn this raise. Now, what's really cool is when you hit them with something like that, I know it's aggressive, but guess what? Closed mouths don't get fed around here, right? At least you would like two options. They're either going to pay you the raise or they're not. And if they aren't going to pay you the raise, you can either leave to a competitor or just like check your market value to see if anyone else is willing to hire you at that higher rate. Or if you really want to stay with that company, you can say like, all right, I know I don't earn the pay raise today, but can I go on a 1 to 2 month improvement plan just to see that if I hit certain commercial targets, if I can hit those, I can unlock a bonus or that raise. Because I am in line with this business, I want to grow here, I love this company and I love the team. I want to show you all that I deserve that pay bump. Boom, and then you just work towards it in the next 1 to 2 months. That might or might not work, but the good thing is you at least now know your market value, and if they're not going to pay the price, someone else will if you're talented. All right, so we've tackled the savings piece of how to psychologically hack having our emergency savings fund, 3 to 6 months of living expenses stacked up. And then we're going to earn more dollars on our top line because guess what? We spoke up, we found our market value, we realized that yesterday's price is not today's price. Now, what do we do when we have our savings in hand? What do we do when we have our income flowing and we just all this extra cash? That leads us to the third most important financial goal that everyone sets, and that is how to invest your money. Probably the greatest thing ever made besides food. I love investing. It is the most beautiful intellectual game of betting behind an asset. And when it comes to investing, I think it is one of the greatest ways to compound and grow your wealth over the long haul without that considerable amount of participation, right? It is one of the best passive ways. So if you have cash and you have discipline, you can build sustained wealth. And how are we going to do this? Well, first, let's talk about the roadblocks, because there's some reason, there's a lot of these things that are keeping folks from investing in the markets. Like I got a friend, we're going to call him, he's petty for some reason. We're going to call him Petty. Petty used to keep his cash in mattresses. I love him to death, literally. That's like an eternal brother for life, right? But it's like, bro, you can't keep your money in your mattress. It gets 0%, all right? put your money in the markets. I know you don't have trust in the markets and the government and all that stuff, but what I will say here is that they just print cash. And if you're not printing cash, someone else is. So lock in. So this is how we're gonna get petty to invest to the markets, okay? So the 90-day plan is number one, we're going to open investment accounts. Now, of course, there's like retirement savings, then brokerage savings, and I don't wanna spend like hours outlining all this, but what I will say is if the job offers retirement plans, max it out to match contributions because there are tax efficiencies with 401ks, with IRAs, etc. So open those up. And then secondly is have a brokerage account. This can be Robinhood, Betterment, whatever that might be. Have an account that you can put dollars into, right? Excess dollars after retirement savings to ensure that you can just invest incremental capital into the stock market. We're not investing in crypto. We're not investing in gold. We're not investing in toys or freaking, what are the people are investing in nowadays? Like the NFTs. No. We are buying blue chip stocks in the stock market. And this is what we're gonna do. This portfolio will take you probably 5 seconds to create. And this portfolio is called an index fund. And this is what Warren Buffett says that 99% of investors should put their money into. And if you don't know Warren Buffett is my grandpapa, all right? He's one of the greatest figures in my entire life. I love him. He's my mentor. He's my role model. And he taught me everything that I knew. We're not really related, but I'm a parasocial when it comes to Buffett. But Warren Buffett says that if you are a professional investor, you shouldn't be wasting your time picking individual stocks and names. Instead, arguably, it is a lot better to put your dollars into a broader index or a basket of something that reflects overall composite performance of a basket of stocks. And what basket of stock is credible, relatively safe, and consistent? The S&P 500. And I'll tell you this, the headline stat is over the almost 70 years of existence, index funds focused on this S&P 500 have generated around a 10.5% return. That is massive, okay? Now, once you've set up the account, once you've started to buy index funds, how much of them do you buy? I want you to start building, like how we're gamifying your savings, gamify your investing to where every excess dollar that you can, every time you spend something on gambling or a coffee or anything that's unnecessary, double that price and put it in the markets. It can be $50 a week, $100 a week, $200 a week, whatever you can afford, dump it all into the markets because it will work out in your best interest. I'll tell you why in like 5 seconds, okay? But I want you to do that automatically. Do not manually invest your dollars into the market. I want you to go into the accounts and enable the automatic contributions and auto investing so that you can just take all the biases, all the processes, all the admin out of it and simply focus on investing regularly. Like that is what's game changer, is investing as regularly as you can. Now, remember at the beginning of the video, I told you all to write down $909,000. Well, it's time to show you why that is so important. Listen up. So I had this cousin AJ, right? He's a really cool, awesome, swaggy guy. He's been focused on saving and investing, and he bought himself a house and he's trying to build himself a portfolio into the markets. And I have a treat for him. This treat is to showcase how he can go from his savings and investings today to earning $900,000 when he's older. Here's the simple math. If you put $5,000 into an index fund, in 20 years, you are going to have $320,000. In 30 years, you are going to have $909,000, almost $1 million. But if you wait for even 50 years and you got that dog in you and you are patient when it comes to making smarter money moves, you're looking at $6.4 million. All from having $5,000 as a starting balance and putting $5,000 each year for 50 years. It's patience, it's discipline, and you never sold, but guess what? That's real cash. Woo! So while folks are out here putting their dollars into investments, making 10% return and making $6.4 million, they're winning while folks are out there doing nothing but spending and blowing their dollars and lacking discipline. So you see the potential here? I kind of teased you with the $900,000, but waiting an extra 20 more years, you can unlock $6+ million. W's in the chat. So nice. I love this. All right, so back to our main character, which is AJ, this guy that is like a combination of Pocahontas and Russ, right? But he has a really awesome story. Like he was living with his parents in credit card debt, didn't really have a solid investment and retirement portfolio, but now this guy has bought himself a house. He is saving and investing the right way, and he has adopted this really crazy, awesome strategy to super hack his savings, and it's called the Revenge Savings Game Plan. And what's really cool is in this next video, we outline his entire process step by step of how he adopted revenge savings into his financial life and drastically transformed his financial goals in like 12 months. It's mind-blowing. So if you want to check that out, check out this next video. And as always, thank you guys for taking the time to watch this. And if you enjoyed this, bang that like button. There's more stuff on the way. And I'll catch you guys on that next one. Get the savings, baby. Peace!